finishing up my coffee. We've got left in the cupboard, just probably one pot left of the French vanilla. Two bags of one a medium roast named Space Cadet and one darker roast named Rocketeer. Whole bean coffee, which I'm looking forward to. Have my little ones coming this weekend. And honestly, Augie's usually up before I am. I mean, he wakes up early. He's my 4-year-old with Down syndrome. He's a sweet little nugget of love, but he's a little rambunctious little nugget of love in the morning and at night. Likes unzipping his pop-up tent and messing with his little sister and moving things around the house, what have you. But anyway, I was gonna say with the little ones, I don't want to do the coffee grinder and make all that noise, but then I thought about it, they'll probably be up anyway. And I have maybe a pot or two left of this, which I've had for a while. I mean, I think the coffee's good. It's Leelanau Bakery Blend Premium Ground Coffee, Michigan Signature Coffee. I was given it as a gift along with a bunch of other bags a couple months ago, and haven't been drinking this one for whatever reason. I think probably because the bag's so pretty. I've probably been saving it, which just seems kind of weird to think about, but I think that's probably the main reason. But I'll tell you what, I decided to have it this morning, and it's got this cool little gold clip. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just a little like chip bag clip or something like that. I really appreciate the gold clip. But anyway, my coffee is done brewing. Dump the water out of my cup. Slide this back a little bit. I told you I've been recycling again. I got a big bag of recycles here. Hope somebody sorts it. Hope it all doesn't end up in the same garbage dump that the rest of the garbage ends up with. Come on over. I think we'll sit over here today. At least we'll start over here. See how it goes. Get my candle. It's getting that time of year. Grab that. Got my candle, my lighter. Rest my butt down. See who is joining me this morning. Yeah. Put on a pair of socks. Oh. Good morning, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, don't dive right into it so quickly. I really do appreciate you. And I don't know, Sarah, you have green lettering on your name. And I appreciate that. I think that means you became a member or a subscriber or something here on YouTube. And I've had that happen before. And if you can think, Sarah, of anything you want from me, because I think a lot of people get the little green letters, and I don't even know what that means. I think they subscribe for like $3 a month or something like that. I'm not sure the details on it. My struggles with that is I'd like to offer something that became, for anybody that became a member, and I don't know, if you want anything, personalized videos or phone calls or whatever. If I really appreciate the support you give me, all of you that are watching, but especially you, Sarah, that subscribe. I just don't know what I can do to differentiate you watching my show over anybody else. So if there's anything you need, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. The feedback, if nothing else. So I don't want to talk about my first day just yet. I woke up afraid. First day was fine. I think this job needs an employee and not somebody that strives to be the best worker ever, or the best doer of this job ever, or somebody that wants to be awesome. And I think I started a job yesterday, and I'm starting a different one today. I was working 2 jobs here in Appleton, Wisconsin, until a couple weeks ago, and a strange series of events led to me having no jobs. Got hired by a couple different places last week, and yesterday was my first day. And I'm just not sure they need me. You know, I go and I want to be awesome. And, you know, I'm not sure they're looking for awesome or need awesome. And it worries me, honestly. Yeah, it worries me a little bit. You know, I could do the job, I think, in my sleep. But I don't want to sleep through work. We spend too much time going to our jobs and doing our jobs to just be going through the motions. I'm not a guy that goes through the motions. I give it my all and try my best. And I don't know if this will be needs my best, has the activity for my best. And because of that, yeah, Paul says sometimes people just need bodies inside. Yeah, which is fine, I guess. But I'm not just a body, I'm me, and want to be awesome. I mean, shoot, I got let go by a job not even a week and a half ago. Yeah, 1 week ago today. I was trying to be awesome. So sometimes one's awesome doesn't fit the job requirements, and sometimes one's passion doesn't fit the job, and sometimes one's financial needs don't fit the job. And because of all those reasons, I'm afraid of my first day on the job at yesterday's job. Good morning, Jack Taylor. And good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Wednesday morning. It is September 24th. It is 6:25 a.m. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, Isn't Our Landscaping. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking, a show about me sharing some feelings, kind of sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life as we go down our path, follow along, do our journey that is our lives. But dang, it's much more dark to be 6:20, somebody said. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of the light, but not really. It's weird, yeah, no, it's still dark outside. It's weird. Doing this show every day. And again, I edit all these videos and they become shorts and reels and TikToks. Which brings me up to another subject. But, and I'm editing a video. The videos I was editing yesterday are from 2 months ago, or 10 weeks ago even. And just watching the weather change, or the darkness change, or the clothes I'm wearing change. And again, I've been doing this for several years. Watching me change. You know, sometimes I'll get into periods where I'm working out a lot, and I'll go, wow, my arm looked big that period. Or I'm eating a lot, I'll go, wow, I look overweight that time. Or I'll be too busy to eat for a couple months straight, and I'll go, wow, I lost some weight during this period. It's fun. Somebody, you said that you have all this experience and you know the trade. People want you to supervise, but don't want you to be a supervisor. I'm not totally sure what you mean. Ned, have no knowledge of Tylenol's benefits or not benefits medically. Yeah, so I just don't know. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, good morning, Thomas Bello. I'm yet to have my first cup, and that's where I'm going. For those that have been watching a while, his and her landscaping might need to change professions after 25 years. And you're scared. Oh, Paul says the supervisors come to you to talk them through how to do things. Do you want to be a supervisor, Paul? Do you get more money? Do you enjoy doing your trade more than managing people? Maybe you just are a real gifted tradesman and are where you should be doing whatever trade you're good at, and maybe not so much managing people. Or if you want to manage people, I would talk to your people above you and say, hey, I like this, I'm good at this, I'd like to do this, and share my knowledge with people that are just getting new to the business or new to the trade. But anyway, as I was saying, we'll get back to that. We can talk about all those things, but let's not jump ahead. Let us not jump ahead. For those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking or opining about Paul's job or my job or the benefits of having green letters by your name. For those that have been watching a while, you know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee of Leelanau's finest. And I am so excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's interesting because I do so many different types of coffee, and I would describe this as very coffee-like. And I don't know what I mean, and I don't mean it as an insult, but I have some like crazy high flavored coffees and dark roasts and pumpkin spices. And let me take another sip. I mean, there's a smoothness to it. I think I can appreciate the tastes. You know, I don't have a very sensitive palate. I really need something to whack me over the head for me to distinguish one flavor from the next. I mean, I guess I just never cared. I was one of 4 kids. We didn't have it. This sounds so, I was born in the Depression sort of talk, but it wasn't. I mean, we were kids growing up in the 70s on limited resources and limited food, and my mom wasn't a good cook, and my dad probably didn't make a ton of money but tried real hard, and we just ate what was fed us. And because of that, I'm not super picky, and I've worked as a waiter before, and I've had people want me to tell them exactly how something tastes, and I go, well, I didn't say this, but in my mind I'm thinking, well, it sounds like you'll probably complain about it no matter what it tastes like. And to me, I think it's awesome. His and Her Landscaping says food is food. Well, then I don't think you and I should be chefs, His and Her Landscaping. I certainly had my share of malto meal. I actually kind of like malto meal. Came in a yellow box, malto meal. I think we put butter in it and sugar on it and milk. Yeah, I got fond memories of malto meal. Fonder of malto meal than I did like oatmeal. I mean, oatmeal's come a long way. Comes in these little packages I can microwave up and taste, I don't know, like brown sugar and cinnamon or apples or all sorts of things. And kind of tasty. Carolyn could never be a waitress. I certainly have some skills at it. I think I'm good with the personal side and the desire to create the best dining experience I can for my guests. But I've never been the fastest waiter or the most fine-tuned, like, I don't know, when I used to pick up plates or something, like a spoon might start rattling, or if I'm dropping off a martini, I don't know, that could have been problematic as well. But I have good aspects of me, in me. Carolyn says people are too rude. Most people aren't. Some kind are. His and her landscaping needs advice. And you believe I can help you. Good morning, Julie. Julie, I woke up terrified today. I woke up terrified. But his and her landscaping needs advice. So maybe me giving his and her landscaping. Sarah wants to know if people really eat out anymore. Yeah, they do. They do. I barely do. I mean, I'm twice divorced. I'm working my butt off to try and keep a roof over my head and cover my financial responsibilities. I don't know how people can afford it, really. Jim Rat listened 2 nights ago with my Bible read. Well, I appreciate that, Jim Rat. I did it again last night. His and her landscaping says it costs just as much to eat out as it does to eat in. No, that's not true. His and her landscaping at all. You know, I went out, I had fish and chips a week ago, and I think I ordered a non-alcoholic beer with it. And I mean, I spent $30 and it was lunch. You know, $30 buys me a few days of groceries. Yeah, and eating in is far cheaper. What kind of coffee am I drinking? I'm drinking the Leelanau's Finest. It's got a fancy little gold clip. So his and her landscaping. His and her landscaping says you think Pennsylvania is just expensive. It very well could be. I moved to Wisconsin in February from Illinois, and I was right outside of Chicago, or about 30 miles outside of Chicago, in a town in Naperville, where the average home price is probably had gone from $350 to $550 in the last 3 years. And I moved up here, and housing prices are much less. My car insurance was cut in half. I'm not totally sure why. And I know the gas prices are like 50 cents a gallon cheaper just because Wisconsin has a much lower gas price. I tell you, I don't drink beer anymore, but if I did, it's a great deal going out to bars and restaurants and drinking alcohol here, because you get a beer here for like $4. And in Illinois, it might be 7 or 8. Yeah. Good morning, Tanya. I would guess New Zealand is expensive. James and Johnny are new here. I'm well. You're a gay American. Someone just made fun of me for my pink lipstick and fake eyelashes. I mean, Okay. I mean, okay, I'll say this. You dress any way you want and wear anything you want. But you're gay, meaning you're a guy that likes men gay? Uh, I'm assuming that's what you mean. I don't know. And again, you wear any lipstick you want. I don't care. But I'm not sure why wearing lipstick is a part of being a homosexual man. And I'm being honest. Right? I mean, and I might be misreading. Uh, but right? I mean, I'm not sure. But homosexual men don't, aren't necessarily wanting to wear makeup and dress like women, right? I mean, I could be totally wrong. Again, you can wear makeup if you want, but I just was confused. Uh, well, thank you, Angela. So his and her landscaping. Paul said it cost you about 12 bucks for a beer. I had somebody worried about his career. He's been in one field for 25 years and he's having to switch. Let me tell you what, that can be challenging. Randy said it's best to avoid this topic. I don't really need to avoid any topics, Randy, because nobody can say I'm anti-gay or anything like that. It doesn't really faze me. I'm pretty comfortable with my beliefs, and I don't care who anyone is attracted to or sleeps with. But I was just sort of intrigued when the person said they were gay and they were wearing lipstick. And I'm going, well, I mean, I've known a lot of, I'm just saying there might be a different word for it. I've known a lot of gay people and I didn't know them to be wearing lipstick. Should I stick with current career? Well, I don't know why you want to leave his and her landscaping. I don't even know what your current career is. I wouldn't say you should stick with it if you don't like it. I'd chase your dreams. But know that chasing your dreams can result in a lot of skinned knees and bumps and bruises. You know, I had a career I was only okay at selling real estate, and I'm certainly glad I'm not still there. Don't feel stuck, because you're not stuck. We own 2 businesses. Well, that doesn't really narrow it down a whole lot, his and her landscaping. Why do you want to change one of those businesses? Why do you want to leave? Do you want to leave? Are you being thrown out? Are you not good at it? People aren't spending this year. Well, I wouldn't get caught up in the fluctuations of the market, the economy, one way or the other, but do you anticipate this a long-term change? Again, I don't even know what you're talking about with spending. Do you anticipate a long-term change in people's spending on your career or on your business? Do you have anything else you want to do? Do you have a dream you want to chase? Home improvement, construction, and landscape. I'm kind of, you mean people aren't upgrading their kitchen, for instance? I don't doubt that your businesses have gotten more difficult. But I would say no matter what business you're in, most businesses have gotten more difficult. With the real estate market, people aren't, I'd say the whole real estate market has slowed. The volume of sales in real estate is down significantly over the last 10 years. I think if you look back 10, 20 years ago, the average homeowner would stay in a home, 4 years, and I'm just making up that number. And now the average homeowner stays in a home 10 years. And because of that, if there's less turnover in real estate, you're gonna have less opportunities for, a new home buyer to come in and gut a kitchen, or even be so proud of his yard they might hire a professional landscaper. People are not spending like they were. Well, I'm not shocked, but I'll tell you what, you're not alone, so don't feel bad. Cut your costs. Do what you have to survive would be, it doesn't sound like you don't like what you do. If you didn't like or you didn't think you were good at what you did, like me in real estate, for instance, I'd say get another career. But I'd say cut your costs, become more efficient, become better at what you do somehow, some way. Market better, get more customers. Good morning, Rebecca Tilley. How are you? Somebody's saying you should Uber or DoorDash to supplement income in the meantime. If you like your job, stay in your job. Get better at it. And I'm not trying to be mean and saying you're not good at it. Believe me, you know that. Find a way to stand out from the rest and get hired. I get the dollar's harder to find in that career right now, but I think you're being forced to improve in some fashion, some way, and I'm not totally sure what way. Or get less expensive, or do it for cheaper. Would be my thoughts. And again, I don't know your specific situation, but those are my thoughts. If you like what you do, I'd hate you to leave it and hope you find something else. Yeah. Thomas Bello said, offer service that others are not. What I find funny about that, and I'm going to bring that up just because Shannon, again, subscribed to my channel. And Shannon, can you make a comment so everyone can see? Make some sort of comment. It doesn't have to be a great one. Just saw your name flashes across. And her name appears in green on my screen now. If she makes a comment, she might be gone. But either way, that means she's subscribed to my channel. And everyone tells me, there she is, right there. Do you see that? Sarah Shanahan's in green. And everyone says, oh, you should offer them this or offer them that or do this or, do personalized videos. But I've never had anybody, in this case, like the green person, say what they want. And a minute ago, Thomas Bello said his and her landscaping should offer services that others don't. We can offer services, but how often do we actually find what the consumer wants? Like, I'm begging Sarah to tell me she wants a personalized birthday video text or something. But I think a lot of us try and guess what somebody might want and then try and market that guess to the consumer. If we could find a way to get the input, No Way Affiliated said, give members back massages. Yeah, I have a million people throwing out ideas like that. I don't know that Sarah wants a back massage. And so me offering her a back massage probably wouldn't do any good and might even frighten her away. Hello, Michael Lopez. How are you? Hey, somebody's giving us a AI sounding pain that is caused by inflammation responds better to ibuprofen than it would to acetaminophen. How was my day yesterday? Well, I'm afraid. I'm afraid the job I started needs a solid, I don't even know that they need a solid employee. They just need somebody to do the job in a very basic fashion. Probably won't compensate great for it, which I could be okay with. I don't think there's a need. There might be a need for me at this company, but I don't think I will fulfill the need in the role I have. Oh, well, thank you, Isn't Landscaping. I don't know that he says, you are more than a YouTube pro, Ken. You're a good guy. I don't even know that I'm a YouTube pro, but I appreciate you saying I'm a good guy. Somebody tell me, I asked this yesterday, how long has Sally Carson had a YouTube account? I can tell when people want to cause trouble, and I just get the feeling that Sally does. Is this the job I interviewed last week for? Yeah. One of the two. And I'm doing the other one tonight. Oh, Sally Carson says 6 years. Julie says 3 weeks. That's very suspicious. Let's see, says, I think you'd be great at one of those jobs where you help people get recovered and try to get, you mean like from drinking or drugs? Yeah, I think I could help people get over drinking and drugs. Yeah. Lisa said maybe your role will expand over time. Yeah, maybe. But again, it was my first day. Okay, here's what I'll say. It was my first day. And I'm already going, all right, this isn't going to be enough. You know, not even close to enough financially or, you know, my passion does not befit this role, you know, and that's my first day. And honestly, if I was giving me advice and said, you know, if you're the first day you're looking for something else at the job you just started at, you should be better off finding another job. And that's kind of how I'm feeling. Yeah. You know, yeah, because the first day I'm going, wow, this isn't enough. I can't sink my teeth into this. But the people all around me kind of seem acceptant or okay with it, and that's fine. But I don't know if there's enough to sink my teeth into it. Am I still going to hold 2 jobs for now? Well, I've only worked 1 day at one, and I haven't even worked the second day or the first day at the other. But I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Do I mean it is boring? I'll say this, because it was my first day, and no matter what job you're in, your first day you have things to learn. It doesn't matter if you're, it doesn't matter what you're doing. So on your first day, you know, you don't know where the men's bathroom is, so you have to learn that, or you don't know where you put these things. So you're learning a bunch of stuff. So it wasn't boring, but I think in the long term, I think I could, yeah, take naps at work. And I don't want to be at a job where I take naps at work. What you love. Find a job that you love, you're good at, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. Well, I agree with all that. Yeah. Rebecca said I probably have to give it a bit of chance and see what happens. Well, I didn't quit on the first day. I honestly don't know how long I could hang out there, though. I'm not sure if the financial upside will ever meet my needs. I might love it. It's hard starting a new job. Yeah, I might. Do I want to be a realtor? No, no. I live in Wisconsin. I don't want to be a realtor. I wasn't a good realtor. I was okay. Yeah. Oh, Michael Lopez. Well, that's the sweetest thing, Michael Lopez. You're very kind. Yeah, no, I don't want to be a realtor. I've done that. I didn't feel the world needed more realtors, to be honest with you. I seem like I'd be good at that. Sharon, I did it. I did it for 17 years. I tried really hard. I didn't feel my job was helping people buy and sell homes. I felt my job was finding new people to go to work for. And that might be true with every business, but I think the real estate sales business is so oversaturated with realtors, or at least it was. Part-time realtors, full-time realtors, realtors that work for Keller Williams, RE/MAX, Coldwell Banker, EXP, online realtors, discount realtors. There were so many options. I felt my job was to talk you all into using me as your realtor. And it was so little on the actual helping customers buy and sell homes. It was 90% of the job was lead generation, finding new people to work for, or going to training to find new people to work for. And I did not feel I was contributing to the world often enough in a positive fashion. I waited tables in Yellowstone last summer, and I felt I was making a difference because every night I'd have new people come in and I would make their dining experience better. But as a realtor, most of the time I was just turning over rocks to find new people to work for. And I didn't like that. Sharon said, it's a gimmick. Well, aren't you the one that told me to be a realtor? I thought you're the one that told me to be a realtor, and now you're saying it's a gimmick. Yeah, again, this isn't a suggestion channel. I'm not looking for a massive amount of advice, because somebody just said, well, what about Amazon? My sister does it, and she makes up to $800 a week. Ned says, as a realtor, it's always a good time to buy. I never really thought that. I always thought somebody should buy a home when they need a home or when they want a home. Not because the economy dictated it. I wouldn't really worry about home prices or mortgage rates or anything as a buyer of a home. I'd buy when I was ready to buy, when my family expanded, when there was a loss, when my needs changed. And that's when I'd buy a home. I think too many people do it for perceived financial reasons, and half the time at least they're wrong on those perceived financial reasons, and they end up making a mistake. I think you buy the home you want, the home you love, the home you can afford. Yeah. Warren says he'd buy one to generate income. I want to sell one house near Seattle. Well, I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem. I'm sure you'd have no problem. Good morning, cars. Well, thank you, Sharon. I think that I do. I'm far from perfect, but I think I do have a good heart. Too many buy just because. Well, yeah, you shouldn't buy just because. You should buy because you want to get into a school district for your kids, or you had a baby, or you lost a loved one, or your kids moved out of the house, or you got a divorce, or there was a death in the family. Or you got a job transfer. There's reasons to move and reasons to buy and sell homes, but it's not. It became a trading vehicle as if it was a stock in the market rather than a place to live. And wait, you said, are you really not getting any offers on your home, MM9? You're trying to sell a home in Seattle and you're not getting any offers? I know what the problem is. How are the babies doing? Tanya, they're doing well. I'm seeing them this weekend. It gets me kind of teary-eyed. Evie's just learning. She's getting better at talking, and I think she was trying to tell me she can't wait to see me. I couldn't understand her, but her mom translated, and it was just super sweet yesterday when we were on the phone. MM9, if you're really trying to sell a house and you haven't gotten an offer on it, you're asking too much money for the home. What is your home listed at? I'll give you a little real estate advice for free right now. What are you asking for your home? No, okay, see, MM9 said, the realtor said there is demand-supply problem. No. That's what, there's not a demand-supply problem. The only problem is you're asking too much for your home. Like people say, why isn't this house selling? Is it because it's on a busy street? Well, it's not because it's on a busy street. The busy street, you're not going to move the house. The problem is you're asking too much for the home. And it's not, the demand supply problem is just means you're asking too much for your home. I kid you not, lower the price on your home, you'll get it sold. It's not a demand supply. I mean, yeah, if you need to rationalize why your home's not selling. But the real answer is you're asking too much. Yeah. Somebody says homes and properties sell better at the beginning of the new year. I don't believe that really at all. They don't even. You know, probably the peak month for selling homes is probably May, and that's not the beginning of the new year. Secondly, you can sell a home at any time of the year, not if you're asking too much. You're asking the loan closer amount. Okay, so you're asking what you owe on the home. What you owe on the home is not relevant at all for what the home should sell for. You purchased it for $1 million. And what are you asking for? Again, I think I could offer great real estate advice. One thing I was awesome with my clients was explaining pricing to them. And my homes tended to sell real quickly because I could explain pricing better than most realtors. I understand, and I don't take BS. I'll just go, well, you can ask that if you want, but we can even try it at that price. But if you're not getting showings and you don't get an offer in the first 10 showings, you're asking too much for the home. You bought it 3 years ago. Well, the market's softened in the last 3 years, maybe in Seattle. You're asking 1.2 million, and 3 years ago you paid $1 million. What would you be happy selling the home for today, MM9? That's what I would always ask on my listing appointments, and it would frustrate the crap out of the people I met with, but I would stick at it. I'd stick at it. What would you be happy selling your home for today? And people would go, oh, you tell me, you're the realtor. And I go, how do I know what you would be happy selling the home for today? You know, as if it's a magic trick. And I was trying to help people accomplish their goals and get them from point A to point B. But so often, you know, the clients would be fighting me on this. Yeah, no, I'm not going to give real estate a try. I think if I really wanted, I just want to help people and make people feel good. Like I said, I felt great as a waiter, making people have a nice meal. And I didn't feel great as a realtor trying to market my business all the time. Yeah, I don't want to engage in everybody else's opinions, honestly. You'd be happy if it was sold. Would you be happy at $900,000 selling it? Would you be happy selling it for $900,000? Taz, I'm glad you like the Bible readings. I appreciate that. Let's see. Well, yeah. Where are you, guy that wants to sell your home? Would you be happy selling it at $900,000? Hood Current loves the candles, so you hit the like. 1 million will be your break-even point. Well, that's not what I asked. I'm not going to be nice to you about this. That's not what I asked. What your break-even point is. Your break-even point isn't relevant. Again, this is what it would go like. People would be evasive. I'd say, what do you be happy with? And they'd tell me what their break even is, or what their neighbor's house sold for, or, you know, what they think they could get, maybe. You know? Yes, it is a vanilla candle. No, not what's the lowest you're willing to accept. I asked if he'd only be happy selling it for $1.5 million, I'd go, well, let's sell it, put it on the market for 1.49 million and see if we get any offers at 1.5 and just not negotiate. But he hasn't given me a number at all. He told me what its break even is, and that's like saying it's cloudy outside. Really, it is. It's how old's your child? That's about as relevant as my question, to answer my question. Can I comment? Let's assume I will sell for 900 grand. Okay, well, if you're asking 1.2, that's silly. Would you be willing to take 950, 975, 990? Price it at price it at $999,000. And don't take less than 950 or 900 or whatever. Price it, you're on the wrong side of $1 million is my fear. And I think the market's telling you that. I think if you haven't had any offers, you're sitting at 1.2 million. Nobody's been honest with you because they're talking about supply demand issues. What can you do about supply demand issues? If you want to sell your house, price it at $999,000 and maybe we get you 950, maybe 990, maybe we get multiple offers in best case, because people shop for homes in price ranges. And you at 1.2 million are priced in the million to 2 million range or million to $1.5 million range. And because of that, your home is going to be priced up compared to homes priced all the way up to $1.5 million or even 2 million in some cases. But if you were priced at 999,000, you would be getting buyers that are looking from 750 to $1 million or 900 to $1 million or what have you. I think you should get the idea. And suddenly your home's going to look a hell of a lot better than the homes that are priced at 820 or 910. And yours is going to be the best home in that price range. So in a perfect world, you'd get 2 or 3 people that saw your home, that are excited, and maybe get a multiple offer situation, and maybe you could still sell north of $1 million. But right now, your home could sit there for years at 1.2, and you're just waiting for the real estate market to go up. And if you're patient, maybe that'll happen. But if you're ready to sell and you'd take 990, let's price the thing at 999 and see how it goes. I bet you get a bunch of showings, and I bet you get an offer by the end of the week. Am I interested in international markets or just US? I don't even know if I'm interested in the US markets. I just know how things work. Well, seriously, MM9, call your realtor. Tell her to screw off with her supply and demand issues. And if you take $990,000 for the home, it's a loss. We've all taken losses. It's okay. It's not a death in the family. You know, I bet you bought a stock and lost money on it too. So if you'd be willing to take $990,000 today, let's price it at $999 and see what the market says. The market will tell you. No. You just said you'll talk to your realtor. I don't think that sounds committal enough. Well, you do whatever you want to, but come back. Your realtor's going to tell you, oh, don't listen to some guy online. But they've probably been a realtor for 2 years. I was a realtor for 17 years. I mean, honestly, I have a finance degree and I know a lot about pricing. So, yeah. But yeah, you do whatever you want to do. But those are my thoughts on pricing of your home. Good morning, Sandra Wells. Oh, is that good? That is good. Wait, do I prefer simple life over pushing yourself to make money? What's my vibe? I don't know. I think you have to read the vibe. I don't have a vibe. I mean, I have a vibe, but I don't interpret my own vibe. Bren says she recently quit her job and things are looking up recently. Best decision ever. Your chats have been a great motivator. Thank you. Oh, well, you're so welcome, Bren. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I hope it goes well. You're welcome, MM9. Let's see. We have a glorious audience today. How did my job go yesterday? I don't think there's enough there to sink my teeth into. I don't think they need me to be great or, yeah, I don't think there's enough there to sink my teeth into. And I'm worried it won't be financially enough for me to keep a roof over my head or even close. That's how my job went yesterday. You know, it almost doesn't matter. I think I'd be great at it, but they don't need great. They just need somebody to maybe fill a space. And that's frightening. Let's see. Warren wants me to rent a room here. Well, Warren, I don't know where here is. We had a great show yesterday where we got talking about the Bible and spirituality and Christianity and all sorts of stuff. It was kind of fun. I was almost ready to wrap up my show and got a second wind, and we dove into the Bible and kind of went off into that direction. And today we're dominant by home pricing, and that's kind of fun too. Your boyfriend's writing a book. How do you support him with his project? That's your question. I mean, what's he telling you? How far along is he? I'm just kind of curious. Is he really writing a book, or is he talking about writing? Does he have writer's block? Is he sitting in a room with a typewriter and frustrated, or does he need any support from you? Maybe you're putting too much emphasis on your role in your boyfriend writing a book. And I don't know, I'm not there. But all you told me is your boyfriend is writing a book. How do you support him in this? Maybe he doesn't need anything from you. Because your question makes me feel like I'm trying to fix a problem that I don't know exists. You know? I mean, very possibly he wants you to leave him the hell alone. And you bringing him coffee or a beer or rubbing his shoulders while he's writing a book might be the last thing in the world he wants. You might be distracting him with your efforts or your conversation, and you might be trying to do something for him that he does not want you to do. Becca, why do you keep talking about Jimmy Kimmel? I don't think I've ever said Jimmy Kimmel on this show, and you've asked about him probably 10 times in the last 2 days. He's 4 years in. He's writing from his laptop. All right, well, you still haven't said any reason you know, how do you support him? Again, I just don't get it. He's 4 years in, I don't know. Tell him to hurry up. Tell him you're getting bored. I have a feeling the problem isn't that you want to support him. The problem is you probably, and I'm just guessing, but that's okay, it's my show, is that you want him to get done so he can move on in life and get to you and propose, or you guys can go for walks again. Yeah. I guess you're not telling me what the real problem is. I'm guessing the issue isn't that you want to support him in his writing of his book. I think there's an underlying issue that you haven't shared. Oh, it's good. Sandra Wells says maybe she's a Jimmy Kimmel fan. Well, maybe she is, but I find it strange for somebody to ask me like 6 times about a guy I've never mentioned in the last 2 days. I've never watched Jimmy Kimmel's show. I have no great thoughts about it whatsoever. You love him. You love him. And you love David Letterman as well? I mean, I have thoughts about that. I would say you have too much love for Jimmy Kimmel. But you do you. If you love somebody so much that's on TV, I mean, that seems... I'm back. I am back. Yeah. Well, Sandra Wells, again, I don't think you're still not telling us what the issue is with the book writing. It's possible. Okay, he's your boyfriend. It's possible you don't want to... If what you're hoping for is he finishes the book so he can give you more attention, maybe he's not the right guy for you. Maybe he doesn't want to finish his book. Maybe it's his writing is his passion, or sitting in front of his laptop and being left alone. And I'm not saying that's true. I don't know you or him. But again, when you let off with how do you support him finishing his book, there was something missing in the details of that. Boo, boo, boo. His book is about the dark side of politics. All right. Well, I don't know what else I have for you this morning. Yeah. I don't know what else I have for you. But it's Wednesday morning. And I woke afraid of my day. But as usual, you put one foot in front of the other, you get yourself some coffee, you do the first thing on your list, which for me was getting my coffee and going live for a little while. And suddenly, your day starts looking a little better. And you start, when you're laying in bed, everything seems, at least to me, like a monster. And, but when you're in the midst, in going through your day, things become much more manageable. And a lot of times just getting started is the hardest thing. And my day has started, and I've got a big, big day today. I got to look at a couple opportunities. I have work later today. I'd like to go to the gym. I may investigate another opportunity. And but then go in and have the best possible day I can at the my second new job. See how that goes, and report back tomorrow. I'd like to read a couple chapters of the Bible today, but I'm supposed to be working about the time I usually do it. So I might read a little earlier today just to keep plugging along and do it when I can. Because sometimes things, I don't know, sometimes you got to be flexible. Taz, I think God has put the best opportunity in front of me. And I'm not sure yesterday's job, actually I'm pretty worried that it's not. You know, I think I looked at jobs as like relationships before and things to be committed to most of my life. And it'd be emotional or something. I'd break up with a job. And maybe it doesn't have to be that way. Because after going in yesterday, I'm going, there's just not enough to sink my teeth into here. There's not enough financial upside and there's not enough work to do. Yeah. And I don't think that might change. So the onus is on me to do something about it. Because I can't expect that job to magically change or their needs or their business model to be better for me. Because that's probably not going to happen. Yeah. One more sip of coffee, or another sip of coffee. But again, it's Wednesday morning. I appreciate you. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you are excited about your day. You had a great night's sleep. You're feeling good. You are loving yourself. You are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.